you guys want to win 100,000 coins on FIFA 18 in my February giveaway, all you need to do is leave a like on the video, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. Best of luck and enjoy the video. Hey guys, Way here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys everything we know so far about the World Cup game mode coming to FIFA 18. So I hope you guys do enjoy the video. Leave a like, let's try and smash 250 on this video. Subscribe if you're new around here, and without further ado, let's go on into it. So firstly, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, how do I know there's going to be a World Cup game mode coming to FIFA 18, and also if it does come out, when will it be released? So this is something Manolo Lama said while speaking to Spanish radio. For those of you who don't know who he is, he's basically the Spanish equivalent of Martin Tyler. He's a Spanish football commentator, and he does all the commentary for the Spanish version of the game. Now he said this whilst he was speaking to Radio COPE in Spain. I have to record for FIFA World Cup in December. I think it will be out in February or March. Obviously he's just speculating, he doesn't know exactly when it will be released, but that shows there is going to be a World Cup game mode coming to the game. He has already mentioned that. I believe he also talked about it in a podcast too, so he's mentioned it a few times, and he thinks it's going to be released at some point in February or March. Now we're coming to the end of February when I'm recording this, so I expect it will be released some point in the early spring. That's still quite a long time before the World Cup. It's about 100 days beforehand, so there's going to be plenty of time to play this game, whatever it is, whether it's an add-on to Ultimate Team or whether it's a standalone game. I'm not too sure, but this definitely shows it's going to be released some point in spring, and also confirms the release of this game mode. We've also got 4 World Cup themed card designs in the FIFA 18 Ultimate Team database. I've got no idea what these are really going to be used for, but we've got the Road to Russia Silver, Road to Russia Gold, and then the Road to Russia Contender and Selector cards. Potentially these could just be a visual card with the same kind of ratings and stats that we have on normal Ultimate Team. It may be an add-on to Ultimate Team like we had on FIFA 14, where the cards had slightly different ratings and stats in comparison to their normal cards on the regular version of Ultimate Team. I believe on FIFA 14 we had green cards. This year it may be something a little bit different with the red and gold and the red and silver cards, so those could just be the new cards that we have on the new game mode. They could also be informs from the World Cup, so in that case they'd probably be released when the World Cup starts in the summer, rather than with the release of this game mode if it comes out in the spring. And then with the selected and contender cards, these may be like the Path to Glory or Ones to Watch cards. They may have a dynamic rating system whereby they go up in rating if they play well, and those can make some pretty cool investments. The selected, I believe that's going to be for players who've either been picked into their team's squads of 23 players for the World Cup, or maybe players who've just been selected into the starting 11. And then contender could be for the whole squad. It could be players contending to get into that squad, so that includes all of the backup players, because I believe there's a squad of 23 players selected for the World Cup, and then there's a load of backup players in case there are injuries and things like that who can step in. So I'm not sure if that's going to be for those cards. Maybe contenders could be players who are contending to get into the starting 11 for their nations. I'm really not sure, but these 4 card designs look really cool, and I can't wait to see what they're going to be used for with the World Cup game mode. Now if you guys played FIFA 14, you'll almost certainly remember the legendary World Cup game mode on that game. It's probably the best thing EA have ever released. It was so much fun, everyone played it, and the best thing about it, it was completely free, and you could just download it as a free add-on to Ultimate Team. Anyone could play it, anyone could download it, and it was just so much fun. It's one of the best things I've played on any video game really, and I think FIFA 14 in my opinion was one of the best FIFAs, definitely up there for me, and this just made it even better. And with the hype around football and FIFA with the World Cup in 2014 in Brazil, it was just so much fun. And I remember playing this for hours over the summer back in 2014 before I actually started YouTube. Now with this game mode, it was an add-on to Ultimate Team. You were able to open packs and get players in those packs to use in the game mode. You had 2 tournaments, and this was the World Cup. You had an offline and an online one, so you could effectively win the World Cup with your team. Now, I believe chemistry worked with continents, so you had Europe, South America, Asia, etc, etc, and those players would get links together, so you could still build hybrids. Players playing for the same nation would get strong links together, so you didn't actually have club links because they didn't use the clubs on that game, they just used the nations and the continent. That's how you got chemistry together. Now the cards you got in those packs had a dynamic rating system, just like the Ones to Watch and Path to Glory cards have on FIFA 18. So I remember packing the likes of Klose, Neuer, Hummels, James Rodriguez, I got Cuadrado, a few other players like that, and they were quite low rated towards the beginning of the game. I believe James Rodriguez, that was his breakthrough year in the World Cup. He signed for Real Madrid shortly after that, and I think he was the runner-up behind Messi for the player of the tournament. He scored some amazing goals, and Colombia did really well in that World Cup, so he actually got boosted up to like 89 or 90 on the World Cup game mode for me, and that was really cool. My team would gradually get boosted throughout the Cup, and it was the same with a lot of my other players. I had Klose, and he broke the record for the most goals in a World Cup. and he ended up getting eventually boosted up to, I believe, 90 or something, a massive overall rating for him, and I ended up also getting that card boost up on the game. Sadly, it's now being shut off. You can't play that game mode. The servers have been cut off now on FIFA 14. If not, I'd have shown you guys my team on that game, but it was so much fun, and the packs you opened, you got about 5 or 6 players in. They were all untradeable. There was no transfer market back on this game. You obviously had a transfer market on FIFA 14 on the regular version of Ultimate Team, but on this add-on there was no type of transfer market. All the cards were untradeable. You couldn't sell them. You had to quick sell any duplicates you got. Now, a really good thing about this is the pack weight. There actually wasn't any pack weight at all. You had as much chance of packing someone like Messi as you did packing someone like Gary Cahill. Everyone had the same pack weight, and that meant you could get some crazy packs. People were packing Messi and Ronaldo in the same pack. People were getting loads of amazing players in one pack, and that was a really good fun thing. You didn't have to open too many packs to get some great players. There were a lot of really high rated players on that game, because obviously you didn't have like random Irish players from the Electricity League or random Japanese players from the Japanese league, anything like that. You had a lot of good players because they were the best players for their nations, and for that reason you could always get some great players in those packs. And a fun thing about the game is you'd spend 5k on those packs, and you'd then get a 5k pack back on the regular version of Ultimate Team. So you were effectively getting 2 packs for the price of 1. And it meant you could open a lot of packs on that game, get some great players, and still get good content on the regular version of Ultimate Team as well. And it was just so much fun. I love playing it. You could build a great team, and then you could play either online or offline. Pretty much everyone played online on the World Cup, and you could get through the group stages and then go into the quarterfinals, semi-finals and final, and try and win the World Cup with your team. It was just so much fun. Everyone loved it. And it's probably the best thing, as I said, the EA have ever released, really, on any FIFA. There was also, I've actually got it right here, if I can get it, there's also a 2014 World Cup Brazil game. So this was a standalone game, and they may release the same one for FIFA 18. I've not heard much about it, but as you guys can see there, it kind of says you could lead your country to glory, and this was just a different game. It had different graphics. I'll put a bit of gameplay on screen right now so you guys can see. It had different graphics. It was a different game, really. You could play either online or offline. You could play the World Cup. You could go through all the different stages of qualifying your team. You could play the knockout stages, everything like that. And it was quite cool. I don't really think many people played it just because it was a standalone game. You had to buy it. It wasn't as expensive as the normal version of FIFA. I think it was like 25 or 30 pounds, but still, it was good fun. And I got that for Xbox 360, and I think that was quite innovative with the graphics as well. That was one of the first FIFAs where they ended up showing crowd scenes and things like that. It would show the crowd celebrating. It even showed people in the street celebrating your goals, and that's something that hasn't even been added in on the current FIFA. It shows the crowd now, but that's new on FIFA 18, and they showed that all the way back on FIFA 14 on the World Cup game mode. So that's something we may also see, but in this video I'm mainly talking about the Ultimate Team add-on aspect. That's what we had on FIFA 14. If you guys didn't play that game, I can't stress it enough. It was so much fun. And if EA release anything, even if it's exactly the same pretty much as what they had on FIFA 14, I would be over the moon. It would be so much fun. It would bring back so much hype to the game. And I think with these new card designs that we've got, we're going to have an even better game. We're going to have more types of special cards. We may have these on Ultimate Team as well as on hopefully a new World Cup game mode. I really hope they do add in a new game mode instead of just adding some new special cards into Ultimate Team. But since they've recorded the new commentary for the game, which is what I was talking about at the beginning of this video, I think there is going to be a separate game mode. So we're going to be able to play the World Cup hopefully on Ultimate Team. Hopefully it's not just going to be a game mode like this. But since that guy did say it's going to be added in, I think at some point around March or February, I think that means it's probably going to be something you download onto the game rather than a standalone game. But anyway, that's just speculation, but there's so much hype around this. I mean, I don't want to get carried away with it, but I think this could be one of the best things EA add in. Because last time it was so much fun, and this year, better graphics, there's so much more content on the game, there's so many opportunities for this. Hopefully they don't mess up, hopefully they just take kind of full advantage and make an amazing game mode that everyone's going to play. It has to be a good one, or else FIFA is probably going to die off a lot, because, I mean, so many people are just not playing the game right now. If they bring back a big game mode like that, it's going to bring back a lot of the fan base to FIFA, and if FIFA 19 is a good game, you never know, FIFA could suddenly get big again, because back on FIFA 14 there was so much hype around the game. It was one of the most viewed games on Twitch, for example. Nowadays, if you look on Twitch, it's not even in the top 20 most viewed games, and there's just less hype around it. But hopefully with the World Cup, with this new game mode, and just with hype around football and FIFA it's going to get better. But anyway, I do hope you guys have enjoyed. I've waffled on a bit at the end there, but anyway, hope you guys did enjoy the video, and hope you guys are just as hyped as me for this new game mode. Anyway though, I really hope you guys did enjoy. As I said in the intro, let's try and smash 250 likes on the video, and also if you guys are new around here, don't forget to subscribe. We're closing on 50,000 subscribers. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll catch you later.